Hi guys, it's Joe Tommaso from the 15 Minutes With podcast. Our show is geared toward helping to keep not only teens but people in general out of our jails and prisons. Our show is unique in the fact that we use real inmates throughout the country and they explain not only about the cases that cause their incarceration, but why it's so important for people to stay out of prison and remain free. Speaking of free, have you heard about the newest and best way to put your podcast out there for the world to hear? Let me tell you about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to produce and distribute your ideas, your podcast, and the best part, it's free. There's even a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so people can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other listening platforms. You can even make money from your podcast, and there are no minimal amount of listeners required. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started.
Hey guys, it's Joe Tommaso from the 15 Minutes With podcast. Just because a person has done time in jail or prison, it does not mean they're a bad person. And while a stay in the penitentiary can be a bad chapter in someone's life, it does not necessarily mean the end of someone's story, nor does it mean that person or those people cannot help others. Prison channels or channels geared toward prison and the prison lifestyle, but more importantly, how to stay out of prison, are showing up on various platforms such as YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as various podcasts. Shows with names like Lockdown 23-1, Jess Kent, Christina Randall, fresh out of the penitentiary and after prison show, are informing people about life both on the inside and adjusting to life on the outside upon release as well. The one common message all of these shows has is that you should avoid prison and the heartache it brings you if you can. The hosts of these shows share stories about life on the inside at various prisons and jails across the nation. Stories of survival and even proper prison etiquette dominate their storylines. There are stories of drug sales and drug addiction and relapse. More importantly, there are stories of people getting their lives together and helping others. The hosts of these shows use examples of what happened in their lives as well as the lives of others they saw inside those walls in an effect to help others avoid seeing what it's like firsthand. Some shows talk about despair and losing friends and families. Other shows talk about bonding and even friendships. Some shows show a bit of humor, and others show serious topics such as addiction and relapse. There are prison-related channels such as Ro Clawson's Strong Prison Wives and Families, which are geared toward showing support for not only those on the inside, but for their loved ones who, although are in the free world, they're doing time right alongside those who are locked away. Prison itself is not a fun place. It can be outright dangerous. People who have never experienced prison firsthand almost always have misconception of what life on the inside is like. It's not inmates lifting weights in tennis courts and swimming pools. It's a lot of gray and concrete and despair. It's about being searched in order to see your loved ones and nights sleeping alone. It's about worrying how you are going to keep your rent paid and lights on and food in your children's stomachs while your partner is serving time on the inside. These prison channels and shows not only talk and add hope, but they humanize the people directly affected the most by incarceration. Thanks to Josh at Lockdown 23-1, Jess Kent, Big Herc, and Christina Randall. Thanks to Ro Clawson and Joe Guerrero at After Prison Show, as well as Brian at Bounce Back and many others I may not have mentioned. Keep your heads up. You're all doing amazing things and making a difference in making this world a better place.